Welcome to the Shortwave Radio Channel, and this is the weekly look at the solar activity, what's happening with our sun and the solar cycle. So, of course, the sun is very active. If you look at the surface of the sun, look at the amount of sunspots and sunspot groups. Somebody was asking me as a question, why is there such a high number of sunspots in space weather, but when you look at the surface, it doesn't seem like there's that many sunspots. Well, that's because there's a convention that was done, or a conventional way of calculating sunspots. And what happened is, because in early days there weren't a definite way to see all of the sunspots, and many seem to be in groups of many sunspots. What they did is they did a numbering system, which means that the lowest number of sunspots on the sun, if there's just one dark core, is 11. It's not going to be 1. It's going to be 11. And that's because it takes into account that maybe the sunspot's not alone, and it might be with other spots around it that we can't see. Of course, today, with our telescopes and our different satellites that observe the sun, we now can see exactly how many. So that's why this is what we see, but the sunspot number ends up at a much higher number, which is 193. So it goes with that. So we are in high solar activity. Definitely, there's some talk about, the second half of this year being possibly solar max, and it is shaping up to be quite active right now. Solar flux 195, which is very nice. They are saying actually that the solar cycle, and there's a text here, is like we have the highest sunspot number in 22 years. So this is for the month of May 2024. Now the value for June seems to be higher, and that could mean that we're actually going to rival a older solar cycle that will be one of the big solar cycle 23, the one before solar cycle 24, which was rather weak. So it means that we're looking into really high solar activity that's happening right now. So expect to have some amazing propagation, but of course, with high solar activity, with all of these sunspots, what comes with it is a possibility of solar flares. When these happen, there's going to be some, absorption, which means that the sunlit side of the Earth might actually have big shortwave blackouts when these happen. And at any time, this could happen because there's a lot of spots, and a couple of them are still good enough to create quite big solar flares. For the rest, we're not right now in any geomagnetic unrest or anything. Conditions are rather quiet, and hopefully they're going to stay like that. You can take a look at the auroral oval here and the K index. So the auroral oval tells you what it looks like right now and the predictions for auroras. And when they keep really close to the pole like this, in general, it means that conditions are rather quiet all around. K index at 2, we want to have that as low as possible. K index below 2 or below is perfect. Means conditions shouldn't be too bad, especially with that high solar activity. So that's pretty much what the outlook for this week, I would say, is that things are active at any time. Yes, there could be a solar flare. Remember, when there's a solar flare, the blackout will last maybe an hour or two, but overall, it takes a few days before anything happens in terms of geomagnetic storming. So I expect a week that might actually be fairly quiet, but with very good propagation. Remember, spaceweather.com, great website if you want to know more about what's happening on our sun. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching.